Zoning Board of Appeals for August 25th, 2026. Can we all please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, everyone. Do you have a roll call, please?
Mr. Barr?
Here.
Mr. Donato?
Here.
Mr. Delacorte?
Yep.
Mr. Hernandez?
Here.
Mr. Lawrence?
Here. Can I have a motion to accept the minutes from July 21st, 2026? Did everyone have a chance to look them over? Any corrections needed?
I'll make a motion.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? So that passes. So we're going to jump right on to the public hearings for tonight. We have 2 public hearings. We have 3 discussions on for tonight. Appeal number 267873, an area variance, Wappinger Fresh Market, seeking an area variance section 24037, 24021, A and C of district regulations in an HB zoning district. Where 75 feet is required to the front yard of County State Road, the applicant can provide 19 feet from County Road 105, New Hackensack Road, thus requesting a variance of 56 feet. The property is located at 1604 Route 9 on 1.73 acres and is identified as tax grid number 615804542293 in the town of Wappinger. Good evening, sir. How are you tonight?
John, you have to open.
I gotta get his name and who he is, and then I will. Right?
Name John Lentini.
Sir, could I just,
John Lentini for the Narvaez family, Wilson Narvaez. Since our last attendance
Okay.
here,
I'm just gonna open the public hearing. If you just give me 1 second, okay? I just need a motion to open the public hearing.
I'll move it. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Go.
John
Thank you.
Lentini, architect, representing the Narvaez family, specifically Wilson Narvaez. Since our last attendance here, there's been a couple of changes. One is that Wilson's no longer the contract vendee. He closed on the property. He owns the property from last Tuesday. It changes my representation of a self-created variance. But in any event, we also changed our plans in response to the meeting we had on Saturday and reduced it. In fact, we reduced the floor area that we're proposing by 25% and the volume by 36%. Where there was originally a requirement from us from 19 feet, we are now down to 34 feet. However, halfway back, it gets a little narrower and then gets wider again. It goes from 30 to 21 to 34. So we're still seeking relief. The smallest area is that 21, 22. It was pointed out in the field that we didn't have a dimension for this, and the survey I used didn't have a dimension. And the lot line is multifaceted, and at some point right here, it gets wider. So I'm not sure what it is here, and frankly, I just scaled from there. So we're still looking for a rather substantial variance.
So what's the exact number
Excuse
that
me?
you have? How much land do you actually have from the closest point to the property?
Well, I wrote in a text 22 feet, then I revisited it. 21 feet would work, but whatever you give us, we'll make it work, because it's all adjustable. What we're proposing, notice the original one, I didn't show any vegetation, but screening around this area to conceal the building. And then I'm not sure what we need to do with the street, because there are gaps to the vegetation that's already there in the street. And we'd be delighted to fill them in if that's what is required. As was discussed, well, first of all, we need the extra space for dry and refrigerated storage. The store is kind of small. The store itself is 11,439 square feet. We are now asking 3,700 more feet, half of which is not going to be that tall, so that's where the volume gets reduced. As far as the adverse effects, or first the neighborhood character, I'd point out that We're surrounded by Wappingers Falls zoning that has only a 10-foot front yard, so I don't believe that this will stand out by getting closer to the street. It would somewhere else, perhaps up Route 9 a little bit, but here, we're still going to be farther from the street than any other building that is around there. As far as any other way of doing this, in order to maximize the parking, we tried a lot of different things, but this was the best way that would produce the most amount of parking. We've taken some of these green parking spaces in the northern end of the site, which is up here, and we're turning them into parking, and the landscaping still works out. We're required to have 25% landscaping. It's not going to change because what happened here had no landscaping in it, so we're still going to be getting 30% landscaping, which is over it. Building coverage, we're allowed 25%. We only had 14, and it's going up, not 18 anymore, it's closer to 16 or 17%, but it's still well within the zoning. As far as what this is going to look like, we're going to be at the planning board's discretion. There's multiple things that could be done, and there was one discussion of recladding the entire building. I kind of like the way the building looks. My plan was to emulate that more, but even my client said, no, he would like to do a facelift. And I know normally you would be looking at this, but I have to yield, or ask you to yield to the planning board as far as the screening, landscaping, and that sort of thing. For my presentation, I didn't adjust the parking, but I think actually now we comply by reducing the area of the building. But if not, the planning board appears to have discretion written into the code that they could adjust whatever the parking ultimately becomes. As far as, let's see, the other points I wanted to touch, it is, self-created. Well, it's self-created to the point that we need it, but it's not self-created because now the owner had nothing to do with the original development, and that he didn't do it yet. Usually in these cases, I'm here representing somebody that already did something without a permit. Hasn't been done yet. And otherwise, he's, still, his requirement is self-created, but normally by the definition, I believe that it's not self-created. I don't believe there's an adverse effect. We're not affecting the site distances at all. In fact, the visual distance from Route 9 will hardly change. From New Hackensack Road is where the largest visual distance. Coming towards Route 9, you'll see this, but there's a large tree right on that corner that blocks most of that view. And we'll do whatever screening the planning board requires of us to do, including perhaps adjusting the height. I'm showing perhaps 2 feet more than we really need. It's all figured out from pallets and racks and how far up we can go to the ceiling and store. So if we're short a foot, we might as well come down 3 feet. So those things will be worked out with the planning board. So I thank everybody for coming out Saturday. I think the suggestions were great, and this is really all they need. Before we just bulked the whole thing, but this is much, much better for us. I provided a couple of schematics of, I think you had circulated them by email, or even written things, of one of the suggestions to narrow the building. Frankly, it wouldn't really change the look of it. It would make the construction a little difficult to engineer, but it's not necessary. We're essentially doing that, but we're doing it square. So I'm available for any questions you might have.
That top rendering there?
Yes.
We didn't discuss that, but that would work for you?
Well, what was discussed was coming from here on an angle.
No, I understand that, but in the colored picture,
Yeah, the stepped option,
the way
where
you
you
step
kind
it
of lowered
back.
that portion.
Yeah, well, one of my sketches shows that this whole building at the
Right.
highest point came out to here.
right. And then you have a smaller piece in front of it there.
These are going to be all the walk-in boxes that will be clad with whatever the building finishes, and they're going to be
Okay, so
accessed.
that's the walk-in boxes.
Walk-in boxes
That's not
are
a
all-
building.
Yeah, and receiving is back here.
Yeah, I mean, I think that lowered part in the front actually does help you a lot. It really makes it feel,
Excuse me?
that lowered portion in the front that you're showing in that sketch, I think really helps. I mean, it just diminishes the extent
Well,
of the
it's
additional
all the
lot.
walk-in boxes, and there's a trick with
Yeah.
refrigeration that you put the freezer all the way on the end. So if the refrigerators go bad, you open the doors and it keeps the whole thing cool. So it's going to be like a railroad effect. There's four, I have it barely sketched out here. 1, 2, 3. There's going to be 3 walk-in boxes that are going to be accessed from the inside. One larger one over here, all within what I'm showing you.
That looks totally enclosed.
Excuse me?
That looks totally enclosed, it is?
That's what we're intending to do, is we don't want to...
Make it look that way.
Yeah, you wouldn't be walking in from the outside the way you're describing it on Saturday. You'd be walking in from the back addition.
Well, there's 2 entrances to the store that we're working out. I'm working with another consultant. I'm not as up on grocery design where the vegetables go and everything, but we're going to be coming in this area, right here before the walk-in boxes, and right here before this bigger box. The entrance from the outside is here and there, one in the back, one in the front. We're still going to provide truck access that aren't going to be able to pull all the way in now. They'll be able to pull parts of the way to unload and pull out. We still don't want to unload food products out in the parking lot.
Right. So you won't be able to pull the truck in now?
Well, we're going to be limited. Now, certain trucks, I mean, one of their businesses has these little box trucks that might pull in, but tractor trailers.
Tractor trailer is not going to fit,
Not going
right?
to fit in there. But I'm pretty certain we can turn them around. We can back up enough to be able to get, back out. If not, they'll have to use smaller trucks.
Just real quick, between the first picture you showed us, or the first draft of the big piece, and the smaller piece, what is the square footage reduction? So between...
Now it's 3,700. Before, my plan was 4,938.
And is that going to be workable as a grocery store, losing that much square footage?
Mr. Narvaez provided me this plan.
He's the one who said...
He's the one that drafted that, and I just conformed it to the plan.
Okay, that's all I want to know.
Okay, so previously you're asking for 19, and what is the actual number you're asking for now?
I would still ask for 19, but I think we can get away with 20, 21 or 22. But 21, I've done this through scale, not engineering, and it takes me a long time. I'm not a surveyor, and you'd have to do the meets and bounds, and I'm still not sure there's enough information on the building to tell me exactly where the building is. They missed that one dimension in the back, and I could call the surveyor up and ask him. But again, if we have to make this portion a foot or more in, it doesn't really defeat the design. So whatever we might possibly be able to obtain, we'll make it work.
Yes,
I like to say 21 feet rather than...
And so,
19.
Barbara, I'm trying to figure out how to structure a variance if we give it, because we don't want to give it 19 feet along the entire side of the building. We want this stepping to happen, but we don't have
But the
accurate
variance
dimensions.
is to the closest point.
Yeah.
So if it's cocked to the side, he has to give you the closest point. It can't rule the rest, like a straight line.
Well, on other cases I've been involved with, they were very specific in the resolution to say it only applies to this layout. But without saying that...
Yeah, but we don't know if this is a final layout, right? The assumption is that the planning board is potentially going to be changing.
Well, whatever the final layout is, we'll have to conform whatever variance we get. And if we have to come back, we'd have to come back.
So say the 21 feet, is that for the back larger portion?
That estimates to be about 30 feet.
It's to that middle point, basically.
So it's the smaller piece in the front where it gets narrower, the way the road comes in?
No, it would be right in the middle, right? The raised portion, the front corner of the raised portion would be the closest.
Where we were asking for 19 feet, it's now 34
If you-
feet.
Whatever you give him, 19 to 22, he'll have to make it work, or he has to come back.
That's what I suggest. And then the resolution would be clear to say it only applies to this configuration. It doesn't allow us to get any closer in the front or the back, if possible.
So, I mean, I would probably say 21 feet and has to conform to the stepped configuration. Anyone else have an opinion?
No, I feel like Mr. Lentini brought up that he is wedged in between nothing but commercial business, the entire thing. So I really didn't see a problem with having the entire building, the entire addition,
The original.
the original tire addition put on the side of that building. I didn't see a problem with it, because you look across the street, it's a business. You look about behind you, it's a business. You look across the street, it's a business. You look to your side, it's a business. You're right within nothing but business. So honestly, I thought the first one, what you wanted, was not a problem. If you want to go with the second one where the walk-ins are just clad on the side of the building, I think that's beautiful too. I think it looks good. It looks very nice. I think you took your time. You listened to this entire board, because everybody suggested one little thing and it's all in there. So if you feel that that's good for you, if you feel that that's going to work for you, you said that he brought it up, the owner brought that up, right? So, yeah, and I mean, it's still got to go before the planning board. The planning board's going to have their say what they feel about the siding, the cladding, and all that stuff. So, you know, I mean, I think it's a wonderful idea. I think
do
you do.
too, and it makes it a little more interesting, because across the street, there's things in and out. There's no one big expanse like we had originally proposed.
Right, right. It really breaks that whole front up.
There's another issue.
I mean, the issue with the old one was, you know, just coming down that street, you're kind of coming down a hill, you're turning, and that one far close corner is kind of looming over top of you, which is, I think, why lowering in the front there, like you did in that top sketch, and stepping really helps that,
Yeah.
minimize those view angles coming down to Hackensack.
I believe so.
I'm just trying to think the best
Yeah.
way to phrase it in the,
And you're willing to plant the trees, right? You're willing to keep the whole side planted with...
Another issue, the building has a rather large parapet. The height of the building isn't the height of the roof.
Right.
And these will probably need parapets, but the reason why you do or not goes into the state code, whether or not, how they're accessed by firemen. They're potentially to protect firemen that might be on the roof.
Right.
And if we can get away without the parapet by code, we're going to, I believe we can, but it'll be a little lower, but essentially we'll work within what we're showing you.
Right, so, does anyone else have any suggestions, want to bring anything up?
The only question I have is, tractor trailer access as it was proposed originally, how much has changed as far as the amount of open space in that back portion for a tractor trailer to be able to back in?
Well, we could adjust that a little bit, but presently, we've reduced what we had before in half. Probably the box, we have 141 altogether. It's about 70 feet to here. So the box could get in, but the cab won't.
And does that block your traffic for your parking lot?
No, it'll be within this line right here. It won't go past where we already have the barriers for the garbage.
Okay, excellent.
Chris, looking at this drawing, it clearly shows it.
Okay.
so 19 feet or 21 feet? You think of 19?
I'd like to give the 19, and I think if you need,
Well, that would be great if you could.
I think if you need to come back and see us again, but I mean, if you're going with that top, I don't think you're going to need it, but like I said, you know, you can always do less. You can't do, you know, you can't do less. You can't do less than 19. You can do more. It can be 20, it could be 21, it could be 20. You know, I can understand where you're coming from, where you say you're not 100% sure of the building and the side of the road and where the actual, so,
Early in my career, I would have sworn to it.
I mean, I'm okay with 19 as long as it's close to that top sketch.
right, well, that's, I
Not the
think
bottom
what we're,
sketch.
I think what we're all agreeing with,
Yeah.
it's that top sketch.
Another reason why they want to keep the width in, I'm doing another job up in Newburgh that we went to 40 feet. This is 35, and the size of the joists get enormous. Every foot, it's geometric as you get longer. So by minimizing the width, they'll be saving money in the type of joist they'll use.
Correct, yes. So, anyone else?
I'm good. I agree.
Good?
Yep.
Good. Is there anyone in the public who would like to step forward and talk about this proposed variance? Okay. Can I have a motion to close the public hearing, please?
I'll move it.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, okay, that carries. Now, can I have a motion to grant or deny this variance?
I'll make a motion to grant the variance at 19 feet with the sketch on top, which we'll call option B for lack of a better term. the stepped option wherein you have a raised loading dock at the rear of the building, you have a lowered refrigerated section that steps in at the front of the building, cladding articulation to be confirmed and verified by the planning board, plantings between the building and the street, again, to be confirmed and verified by the planning board. Can the benefit be achieved by any other means? I'd say no to that, short of entirely demoing the building and building a new one. Is an undesirable change in the neighborhood. I think the adjacency to the village zoning means that it's not an undesirable change in the neighborhood. The request is substantial. There's no adverse physical or environmental effect, and the difficulty is self-created.
Can I have a second, please?
I'll second.
Can I have a roll call, please, B?
Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Mr. Donato?
Yes.
Mr. Delacorte?
Yes.
Mr. Hernandez?
Yes.
Mr. Lorenzini?
Yes. Your variance has been
Thank you
granted,
so
sir.
much.
Thank you for all your hard work. I appreciate it.
I'm sorry for all the confusion in the last few minutes.
Not at all. I think this went over very well. So, thank you. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to us, too. I really appreciate that. Appeal number 267874, area variance, Theodore Molinari, seeking area variance, section 24037, district regulations in an R80 zoning district where 40 feet to side yard property line is required. The applicant can provide 25.1 feet for the legalization of a 12 by 18 shed, thus requesting variance of 14.9 feet. Where no accessory structure is permitted in the front yard, the applicant can put a shed in the front yard, thus requesting a variance to allow the shed to remain. The property is located at 40 Paulette Lane on 1.26 acres and is identified as tax grid number 635904990-167 in the town of Wappinger. Good evening.
Hello, everybody. How are you?
How are you
Here
tonight?
we go.
And can I just have your name and address quick for the record?
Sure. My name is Anna Marie Kronizer. I'm here on behalf of Theodore Molinari. My home address, you want my actual home address, or?
No, just, you know what, you can just put that, the Paulette on
Yeah,
there.
40 Paulette Lane,
That's fine.
Wappingers Falls.
That's fine. Can I have a motion to open the public hearing, please?
I'll move it.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we are open. So we were out to see the house, we were out to see the shed. We took a little walk down the driveway, we checked it all out. We all parked on the dead end except for Tom. I made him drive in because I didn't want him to complain, but the shed is, you can hardly find it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
It's a wonderful
that's the
shed.
best way I can put it.
He's
You can-
very meticulous.
You can hardly find it. It's like so hidden on that property.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't tell that there's a road behind there. There's so many trees. I don't think, maybe the neighbor could see it if he like
Maybe,
bends
if he
over
wants
sideways
to,
or
if he
something.
tries hard, yeah.
Yeah, so other than that, I don't know if anyone here has any issues, anything they'd like to bring up?
No.
I just note that it is a triangular lot, which makes placing anything difficult, and that the rear property line is a road, which again, makes it difficult to place anything, and you can barely see it.
Great.
Okay.
Cool.
Fantastic. Is there anyone in the audience that would like to step forward and talk about this variance? If not, I'll entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
Move it.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
It is closed. Can I have a motion to grant or deny the variance, area variance?
I'll move to grant it based on the fact that this shed is extremely well screened and not visible from the front of the house or the back of the house. One neighbor on one side could potentially see it if they look around some existing trees, but the screening is very well done. There's absolutely no effect on the environment. Yes, it's self-created. Yes, it's substantial, but definitely in keeping with what we're looking for and the fact that it doesn't affect the overall look of the neighborhood. So I move to grant it.
Second.
Could I have a roll call, please, B?
Yes.
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 Yes. So the variance has been granted. Good luck moving forward.
Thank you very much.
All righty. The next three are on for discussion. Appeal number 267875, area variance, Mid-Hudson Development, seeking an area variance, section 24037, district regulations in the R40 zoning district, where 75 feet front yard setback is required on state or county road. The applicant can provide 63.2 feet for a new house being built, thus requesting a variance of 11.8 feet. The property is located at 356 Old Hopewell Road and identified as tax grid number 6257-04-505320 in the town of Wappinger. Good evening, sir. How are you tonight, Counselor?
Fine, sir. My name's Ken Stenger. This doesn't look like a case that really requires a lawyer. Somebody just made a goof here. So it's 75-foot setback off Old Hopewell Road for building. Somehow, and it happens, somebody made a mistake, and they built this setback at 63 feet. And as I understand it, they didn't have the lawyer out there measuring it, otherwise this would not have happened, for sure. But as I understand it, there was an as-built that came through the town, and it was spotted, and so here we are. So somebody made a mistake. It's a variance of approximately 15%. I'm very familiar with that stretch of the road in Wappingers. I'm sure you are as well. There is the 5-step test. We can talk about that tonight or at the public hearing, but that's it. That's it. I know you can see the house, by the way, if you go up Old Hopewell Road. It's on the right-hand side, just maybe about 500 feet past the Toll Brothers. The existing Toll Brothers project on the left-hand side. And you'll see it. It's 11 feet too close to the road. I don't think, I'll have some hard facts for you when I come back for the public hearing, but I think if you took a ride by there and looked at it, it's not radically inconsistent with what the frontages look like, because my impression is that the frontages over time have changed to get further away, but there's a mix of housing on that road at that location. Some are closer, some are further away, and that's it. I can't see a harm to the neighborhood, and if this was 5 foot off the road or 10 foot off the road, there's a whole different dynamic to it, but you're still 63 feet off. So we'd like to get a public hearing, and I'd like to come in and beg more eloquently the next time, and that's it.
And from what I understand, because this is a county road, the county road actually has, what, about 20 feet off?
It depends where, but besides their 63 feet, there's still some grass ground that isn't paved. So it's probably from pavement more than 63 feet back. So
Right.
it's still far enough back.
Right.
And the house is built in its entirety, right?
I'm sorry?
The house is built in its entirety? It's not just the foundation that was built?
Is the house built in entirety?
The whole house is in place, right?
Yeah.
Construction's complete.
It's
No,
not getting
no.
closer to the road.
So what happened was after a foundation goes in on a new house, we get an interim.
So it's only the foundation that's
And
been
so
built?
we stopped it at the foundation
Okay.
for them to come
It's been
before.
that way for a while.
It has.
About six or 7 weeks.
Right. So if they filed it, I'm here. There is the five factors to analyze. We can do that at the public hearing. But I think that when we look at this, from pavement to back is more than 63 feet. I think we meet this in spirit, but we don't meet it factually. Somebody made a mistake. So sometimes area variances are available to fix mistakes if they don't cause harm. And this, I suggest to you, is probably one of them.
So, we normally like to come out and take a look at the property.
Sure.
I wanted to ask my board if they're all okay with doing it over the long weekend. Does anyone have a problem, an issue? You have an issue with that?
Yes,
Yes, you have an issue, or yes, you don't have an issue?
yes, I have an issue.
Oh.
I won't be here.
Okay. Do you want to go on your own if the four of
I
us?
can.
Would that be a problem for you?
Not for me, no.
Because
We'll be
otherwise,
active.
I could schedule for an evening visit, but I'd rather just do it Saturday morning like we normally do.
Okay.
Okay? I don't want to, there'll be 3 altogether.
When's the next meeting?
The next meeting will be
September
September 8th.
It's that following Tuesday.
Right.
Okay,
So are you gone for the entire weekend? Is that your
Yes.
plans?
yes. Going for the entire weekend,
Okay,
including Monday.
okay. No, yeah, Monday's the holiday, right?
Right.
Okay. That's all I wanted to check with the board. I wanted
Thank
to-
you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So we'll schedule it for Saturday, September 5th, 9 o'clock. There's enough room for all of us to pull into the driveway or by the house, right, up by the foundation?
I would think so. I can't tell you that I've
I
tried.
believe there is. I've been by the site.
Do you want anyone from my client to be there, or are you just scared to go do this on your own? Just, either way is good by me, just let me know.
Other than maybe if they can just mark the actual property line at 63 feet where that is with a orange tag or an orange pole. Other than that, no. I don't think does anyone believe they need to be there? I don't think they need to be there. I don't think we'll have any issues.
Good.
Other than just being able to see exactly
All right,
what they want.
thank you.
All right, Counselor?
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Thank you. Thank you for coming in. Appreciate it. Moving on, appeal number 267876, an area variance. Valentin Fuhrer, seeking an area variance, section 24037, district regulations, R40 zoning district, where 50 feet to the rear yard property line is required. The applicant can provide 41 feet for the construction of a new deck with stairs, thus requesting a variance of 9 feet. The property is located at 22 Scotts Road on 0.92 acres, is identified as tax grid number 615702-874700. Good evening, sir. How are you tonight? Can I have your name name and address, please, for the
I'm
record?
doing well. Valentin Fuhrer, 22 Scottsea Road, Walkingers Falls.
How you doing tonight?
Okay.
Okay,
It's a new
great.
experience for me.
Really quick, just what do you need and why do you need it?
Okay. So the original house was built in, I think, 2013. We had a deck on the back that was about 12 by 16. It was actually built by Mid-Hudson. My parents, who are elderly, needed a place to be. We put an addition on and had to pull that deck off. So we're putting a new deck on in the little corner that's created between the deck and the existing house. The sliding glass door that goes out from that addition, my dad has since passed, so my mom is there, and she's 92, has some mobility issues. She'd like to be able to get onto the deck from the sliding glass door that comes out from the side of the addition, so it needs to go out far enough so that it meets just, a foot or two beyond that point. And then the corner then comes out. We have a property line that's kind of goes like this. The outside corner is the one that's, I guess, the biggest issue. It's about 9 feet short of a 50-foot setback. So we're just trying to do it so that the family generally can go out through the slider that goes out from our breakfast area, but also allow her access from her sunroom so that she can do that, and also have an exit out from the deck using the steps close to either entry.
So honestly, I've been looking at all your pictures. Thank you.
It's kind of an oddly shaped site, huh? So the back property line is this one, we're saying, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I did an overhead. I got an overhead here, sir. Could you just step forward, please, and just exactly, are you putting the deck here? Is this where you want? This is where you want to put the deck.
Right, so there's a slider right here, and there's a slider right here.
Okay, so that
She
would,
wants, this is the addition, so she wants to be able to enter the deck from here. We're just gonna have as close to that level as we can.
Okay, so that's her, is not showing that addition.
okay. Okay,
So,
thank you.
as I think Barbara may have noted when I first spoke with her, this existing addition is about, just makes the 50-foot setback, but because we have stairs here and because this line collapses versus the house, we lose a little bit.
Yeah.
So, that's.
The stairs that you're going to have off of the deck, are they going to be like within the area over here, not over here? Because then that might make it even less.
It's set,
Or-
so, yeah, so what happens is, it proceeds a little bit this way, and it is tucked into the corner just a little bit. So, it's best that we can
Oh, I thought this was-
measure,
says
it
wooden
looks
deck.
as though it
That's the
will
existing one.
be,
They already
where
built
this
over top of
one
that.
needs allows 41 feet. This one will be about net with the stairs, about 43. So the variance really would be for the 9-foot that we can't provide on this one corner. The other one would be.
But it's including the steps. That's
Yeah.
all I want to make sure.
Yep.
Okay. Then that's really, that's all the only questions I had. Anyone- did you guys wanna look at-
There's a pool and 2 structures at the back, no issues
So there
with
is,
that, right?
so I wanted to ask, sir,
I
do
did
you
not
have
get it
also
over
a
there.
shed back here
Yeah, I
in
just
this
looked at
area?
it.
Mr. Valens,
Oh,
He made his
you
own.
just gotta speak into a microphone, please. I'm sorry. So
You can probably walk around with it.
I will give you this copy if you want it.
Yeah, it comes out.
Yeah.
Where's ours?
I'd like to do a little musical number. That'd be right.
There's a shed. He has it on, back here.
You can hand it down.
It looks like it's 8 by 10 or so. Is that still there?
Can I see what?
Yeah, let me just show him. Right here.
Oh, this is a temporary. It's a fabric structure.
That still needs a
Yeah.
permit.
No. It's not metal.
I know. Doesn't matter. In the town of Wappinger, all sheds, even the fabric ones with the metal, we still get a permit.
Really, there's no floor to it or anything? I mean, we can do that, that's fine.
It's still a
I was not
structure.
aware,
It's
yeah,
still a
because it
structure. That's
went up in
fine.
like 10 minutes. It
Right,
wasn't-
but we can handle that.
Yeah.
We can add that.
Yeah, that's
I'll
fine.
just have you at some point stop in and just add that to the.
Absolutely.
Because this
Yeah.
drawing, if you look, this doesn't have the addition on it. This is when.
Would that shed need setbacks or just number
No,
of
I
buildings?
think he has more than enough room. He only needs 10 feet, and measuring, even though it's off a few feet, I got close to 20.
Okay.
So I think at this point, it's just to legalize that while he's here.
And the pool and the middle structure, that's all
That-
legalized?
Everything else has
Okay.
permits.
Great.
Where's the room for here?
Yep. This is where he only has 43.
Okay. Yeah, it's not marked out on this one, okay.
They're having their own meeting over there?
I'm gonna give him a minute. I mean, I just threw this.
Well, we were just presented with new evidence.
I do.
Yeah, Exhibit A.
I just gotta be a wise guy, you know that.
I drew a sketch on yours.
So, sir, we'd like to come out and take a look
Yeah,
on Saturday, September 5th,
okay.
except for Thomas, who's gonna be away.
Be Tuesday.
So we'll stop by Tuesday, if that's okay.
Yeah, absolutely. September 5th.
September 5th. If you could just like, kind of like maybe put a couple of stakes as to where the deck's gonna be,
Yeah,
you know, out behind your house, just so we can kind of visualize.
sure.
And if you can, to the property line, if you know where that is.
Okay.
Just because that's the distance we're working with, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And what time did you say?
About 9:30?
9:30. Okay, sure. We'll be there. We can try to answer any questions you have, and we'll try to mark out. what we
I don't think, I think pretty straightforward,
Mhm.
so, is there anything else? Did I
No.
cover everything? Okay. Anyone else on the board? Need anything? Good?
Well, you
Everybody's
got
good?
it.
Okay.
Hold on a second, John.
What do I need?
You're getting away from the back.
Oh, that's my fault. I turned it to you. I apologize. Actually, let me put that back on the record. We will come for a site visit on Saturday, September 5th, at about 9:30 a.m., and then you will have a public hearing here on Tuesday, September 8th, at 7 o'clock. So you'll come back. You've seen a couple of them. We just did them. They're not, yeah, exactly.
It's beautiful.
So after we come out and see the property and
Okay,
see the variance, see what you want to do, okay?
sounds good. Thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for your time.
Okay, thank you. I think B has some homework for you. Other than that, you're all set to go. Appreciate your time, sir.
Am I free to go? I think?
You are free to go. Thank you very much.
Good
Thank you for
night.
coming in.
I'll be in touch about the
Yeah, it's a minor thing, and we'll add it to the deck, so you don't have to do a separate permit.
Appeal number 267877, Jamie Ortega, seeking area variance, section 24037, district regulations in an R20 zoning district, where 40 feet to the rear yard property line is required. The applicant can provide 38.7 feet for the construction of a shed, thus requesting a variance of
Should be 1.3.
1.3 feet, I was going to say, yeah, it ain't 13. I mean, math ain't my strong suit, but where 20 feet to the side yard line, property line is required, the applicant can provide 17.7 feet, thus requesting a variance of 2.3 feet. The property is located at 21 Pie Lane on 0.44 acres and is identified as tax grid number 6257-02940961 in the town of Wappinger. Good evening, sir. I'm going to take it that you're here for to help Mr. Ortega?
I am. This is Mr. Ortega, and my name is Gabriel Sejas, architect for Mr. Ortega.
Okay, thank you. Can I just have your address real quick, Mr. Ortega? Your address? Yeah.
21 Pine Lane.
Perfect, thank you. So tell us real quick, sir, just what you need and why you need it in your own words.
Mr. Ortega took it upon himself to start building a shed. It was recognized that he should have started without a permit, so he hired an architect. And the first thing I suggested to him is let's get a survey, make sure we understand what the property lines are. And that's when we discovered that the structure was built a little within the setbacks. So that's why we're here tonight.
Okay. Well,
So, just on the record, the permit showed just a one-door, one-window shed, and when myself and one of the building inspectors went out, there's a slider, there's multiple windows, skylights, there was a lot of insulation in there, so what is it going to be?
There's no insulation.
Well, there was when we were there.
Insulation might have been storage. He was using the shed just to put some overflow in. He's a general contractor by background. Whatever it is, but that's it.
You have to speak into the mic, sorry.
I'm sorry. So yeah, the house, I mean, he did start using, he started using the shed for storing some materials. He's a general contractor. And then some of the materials that are going to be to finish the shed on the outside are also stored inside.
Okay, but it does look like a tiny home. There's a lot of windows,
Yeah,
skylights.
it won't have any plumbing. It'll have electricity just for lighting, and
Okay,
then that's
as long
it.
as we're on the record that
Yeah,
it's strictly storage.
Had he hired an architect from the beginning, the placement of this structure would have been within the setbacks, and the way it looked on the outside, it probably wouldn't be of any concern to anyone. But in this case, since it's located where it is, it's got a little more attention to it.
It's 2 floors?
pretty big shed.
It's call it a floor and a half, but it's still lower than the requirements for shed overall height, and square footage is under as well.
I mean, it's 8 feet ceiling height on the second level, right?
I don't know.
I think that's what the elevation says.
It's pretty tall inside, yeah. But the way it's built, it's kind of like a lofted area. Again, the intention of it
Is that max, like the roof is built now?
Yeah, this structure is completely framed, has a roof on it, so it is watertight. It doesn't have any siding on it. When it was called to his attention to not proceed any further, he stopped immediately, and that's when we've been working together.
Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you for coming here tonight.
No problem.
Helping them out. Of course, we do like to come see, even if the shed is built, if you could at least let us know where the side property line is and the back property line is, the two lines that are just a mark.
Yeah.
Something, even just a little orange spray paint. Of course, we're not going to need to see the sheds sitting there, so we'll be able to see the shed. But just the two property lines, the rear property line, the side property line. So we'll come out Saturday, September 5th at about 10 o'clock. Okay, is that okay? Okay, and then we'll come back here Tuesday, September 8th at 7 o'clock for a public hearing, okay? So we're gonna come out, we'll take a look, and we'll take it from there,
Sounds great. Thank you.
okay?
And just let them know that I'll be out September the 8th. It'll be in the afternoon, prior to the meeting.
Okay, just,
It's in the yard, if you guys are there, you're there, and, do you need someone present at the time, or?
no, not if the two marks are there.
Yeah, I'll have them put a
Just,
couple.
yeah, just the side property line, the rear property line, just if we can see where they are, to the shed of where you're asking But other than that, no, I don't see anything else that we're going to need, so he doesn't really need to be there. You know, but if he wants to be, that's fine too. That's not, you know.
I mean, people have dogs, they're like random people wandering always. We're not always welcome.
So, no, other than that, we're great. I think B has some homework for you.
I'm gonna have to amend the legal notice. So can he stop by this week, if you have his son or your wife stop by, just to get the legal notice?
Yeah, I'll talk to him after the meeting. It shouldn't be a problem. Someone in the family will stop by.
All right.
It's unfortunately that 13 didn't get the point.
Can I put that point in here?
It didn't get the...
Oh, okay. I'm looking at
It's unfortunate that that happened, but it does happen. So it does say 13 instead of 1.3, but
B, let him take the sign.
that's not a, we're not going to have to, right? We won't have to put it off, right? No. Okay. I didn't think so.
Nope. That can be
I-
corrected in a moment tomorrow.
Yeah. I read it this morning when I was going through all this stuff. 13 instead of 1. So you're all set, sir. You just see B. You can take the sign, you can put the sign up in front and, you know, view the public. That's all.
Thank you again.
Yeah, no, thank you. Thank you for coming in. Appreciate it. Is there anything further for the board tonight? No? How you doing? You good? Excellent. So then in that case, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll move it.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much. Have a good night.